What's up, good people? Welcome to TajeAstrology. It's time for a little astrology gossip. Let's take a look at these celebrities' astrological placements to see what they're really like behind closed doors, and take a look at the energy that's around them. Yeah, we gonna be all up in their business, but keep in mind that all readings are for entertainment purposes only. So you ready? Let's go. Salute, beautiful people. This is time for TajeAstrology. I hope all is well with you and yours. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Here we take a look at celebrities and celebrity couples charts to see what they're like from an astrological lens. Yes, we are astrologically nosy. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. Mind you, I look at everyone's charts. Now, whether I do videos on them or not, that's a different story. But I look at everyone's charts. As soon as this story came out, I immediately pulled her chart to see what was happening, see what she was like, see what was going on around her at the time. I normally don't post chart readings of those that are no longer here with us in the living realm, but today I decided to do so. And so today we're going to talk about Miss Ashlee Janae. All right. Ashlee Janae is currently trending because she was a young lady that died during her birthday trip to Tanzania with her much older boyfriend, who actually proposed to her a couple of days before she was found dead. Now, for those that's been following this story, you know that there is a lot of controversy surrounding her. Now, she was a very beautiful young woman, right? She was an influencer, like a lifestyle influencer. She put me in a mindset of like a young Shira 7, you know, the sprinkle lady. Ashlee Janae, she wanted like that soft life, right? Wanting the life of being taken care of by a rich man. Although I do believe from what I have seen, she did have her own money, right? So she was making her own way. Now, a lot of folks are mad at her because she was dating a white man, and people have pulled up some tweets that she has said that people are interpreting that she was against black men, although there's also a video surfacing of her with, I think it was Kevin Gates, I'm not mistaken, but needless to say. And then you got some people that are mad at her because she was outside. She was living the celebrity life and was in social clubs. There's some talk that she was like a bottle girl. She was young. She was like born in 95, right? So she was living her life. She was doing her thing. She was making her money. She was known. She was influential to a lot of young ladies, right? So her story alone is a whole rabbit hole, right? And so if you want to know more about that, you can definitely find it online because everybody and their mama is talking about it. But it is a very interesting story, right? So today, you know how we do. All right, we're going to take a look at her chart to see, you know, what is and what was going on around this tragic, sad situation. All right, so Ashlee Janae, born April 5th, 1995. That is the same year my youngest was born, right? So, you know, it touches the heart a little bit in that aspect. But she's an Aries, right? And let's see. So let me pull her chart. Here we go. All right. So she has Sun and Mercury in Aries. All right. And I did pull up the chart the day that she passed. So we're going to look at her natal chart and we're going to look at the energies around her. All right. So Aries, or the babies of the Zodiac, my baby that's born in 95 is an Aries, right? And so, they like to be the focus of attention, right? Now, not in the same way that Leos are, but they definitely want their needs met first. They're the first sign of the Zodiac, right? And they are typically good people, sweet people, right? And we know that if you know Aries, you know Aries definitely has a fire side, okay? We know that Aries are spontaneous and impulsive, and they are thrill seekers. We also know that Aries folks can get bored easily and quickly. And from a relationship standpoint, I don't want to say they're not the most loyal in relationships, because they do get bored easily. It should have fizzled out really quick. They'll be really strong and passionate in the beginning, and then when they get bored, it's like, let me find something else to thrill seek, right? But Aries are natural born leaders, right? And they do move at their own pace and by their own rules. Now, with Mercury, the planet of communication, right there next to her sun sign, that tells me that she definitely had a spicy mouth, right? And she's definitely going to tell you how she feels, and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel that flame behind it once she is done, right? Because that's double the Aries energy. Now, she also has Moon in Gemini with Lilith right there. All right. So Moon and Gemini folks, they love good conversation and they love intelligent, witty banter, right? So with this placement, if you talk a good talk, an emotional connection could easily be established, right? And with Lilith right there, that gives the energy of rebellion, right? So her conversation kind of states that she ain't having it. Like if you say something crazy to her, she's going to say something crazy to you back, right? If you try to get spicy with her, she's going to throw that fire right back at you. All right. So we have Venus and Saturn in Pisces. Oh my goodness. So Venus is our love language. All right. It tells us how we love, how we show love, and what we love. Okay. We do know that Pisces is delusion and confusion. It's also creativity and spirituality. All right. Pisces and Venus is seeing love how you want to see it, but not necessarily how it actually is, right? It's that seeing love through rose-colored glasses, right? And with this energy, she may have used love or relationship to escape reality. It may have made her feel something that she did not feel in everyday life. Relationships probably gave her life, right? Now, Venus in Pisces will attract love that may not be as it appears, right? And it's once they grow older and can recognize this within themselves, they're able to overcome this. But the Venus and Pisces people, they attract scammers, right? They have the tendency to attract it because they tap into the illusion of love and not into the reality of what they're seeing, right? So she has Saturn right there, which tells me that she likes and is probably attracted to older men, right? She also has Neptune in Capricorn with Juno there. Juno is the relationship planet. So there is definitely an attraction to power and powerful men, right? It's like they gave her a sense of security or a level of protection. But with that Pisces energy there, it's easy to fall into a romantic, fairy tale situation. All right. So Chiron is in Virgo, right? So she may have been very critical of herself, as well as attracted people that was very critical of her. And she probably internalized that, really, really like internalized the criticism that came from her partner and from herself, right? Seeking perfection, seeking being perfect, if you would. What her partner said to her was probably really made an impact on her. She may have made changes that she felt that would have made her partner happy, right? And when she made those changes, when it wasn't enough, because you really should never really change for someone else. And typically when you change for people and it's not enough, they don't see you for who you really are, right? So when she made those changes, maybe even made them against her own better judgment, and she did it for the love of the partner and the approval of the partner, and it wasn't enough, she was feeling like martyred, right? And kind of dismayed and confused. It's like, okay, I did this, but now you still don't like it. Like, what is up, right? Now, I pulled the day that she passed away, all right, to see what was happening. And right now, this is the 19th. We just came out of a lot of energy, right? Of a super Aries stellium. And so, reports online is that she passed away on the 10th. And even then, it was a lot of energy in Aries. It was a lot of planets in Aries, and I did do a blog. I posted a blog on my website, TajeAstrology.com, so make sure you check that out. All right. And so on the 10th, we already had a lot of energy, and we're still in the process of more planets entering Mars. Let me check and look and see where are we at now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the sun is, where's the sun at? The sun is at 29 degrees. So we have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets in Aries. That's a lot of energy. But on the 10th, that super Aries stellium, we had Chiron. All right, so we know Chiron is the wounded healer. Of course, the sun, because we're in Aries season. We have Saturn, Neptune, and Mars had just entered Aries at 0 degrees, right? 0 degrees is a very intense energy. It's a lot of Aries energy, right? A lot of fire energy. So at the time of her death, this energy was very, very, very intense. When I look at this energy, all I see is just red and fire and just energy, lightning bolting all throughout the place, right? And all of this energy was happening in her Aries Sun house of self, right? So it was a lot of energy that was coming at her, towards her, happening within her, right? Chiron, I believe, during this time had activated like a wound of not being enough for her partner. How it was activated could have been through communication. It could have been just her self-reflecting. From the videos, a few videos of her that I did see, she gave the era of being secure. But if you look at her aura and just even her face, her energy did not exude happiness. She didn't give you know how some people you could just really tell they're happy. She didn't give that, right? She had the energy that was on her of being sad. Now, was it the relationship? I don't know. Was it her Chiron energy? I don't know. I'd have to go a little bit deeper into that. But what I have seen thus far, she didn't give happy, content, satisfied, secure. Let's see here. Neptune. I think Neptune with this transit brought in, it heightened a level of willing delusion to see like a mate as how she wanted to see them, right? I think that she was aware of certain things, but I believe that during this particular day, there was a lot of delusional and even manipulative energy, right? Saturn is there. Saturn is restrictive, authoritarian energy, right? Saturn also can represent death, right? And remember I said I believe that she's attracted to Saturn in her relationship house takes the lead. It is that authoritarian energy, right? I do believe there was a lot of triggering conversations because the Neptune and Saturn is like touching, like just conjunct her Mercury. So there was a lot of triggering conversations. I think could be some messages that came through that got out of hand, right? And then with Mars entering at 0 degrees, that it represents violence, right? And it was aspecting her natal Pluto in Sagittarius, and that can represent death in a foreign country. So I have my own theory, and I have noted how I think that what happened. With astrology, you can interpret things in many different ways. We may not actually find out what happened because Neptune is still there, fogging up, blurring the lines, blurring how things are seen and interpreted. So we may never know what exactly happened in this situation. But I do have my personal interpretation of it. I will wait to post that. I have time-stamped a recording of that, so we will see. But I do know that this is a very unfortunate situation and story, right? I am sending positive healing vibes to her family and her friends. I send my condolences to Ashlee Janae's family. And I pray that her soul found its destination in peace and that her ancestors welcomed her into the ancestor realm. That's all for today. And I'll see you all in the next video. Salute.